Before Paul ever preached the gospel, before he wrote letters that still shape the church today, before he was known as a man of faith, he was Saul. And Saul was not misunderstood. He was not having a bad season. He was not falsely accused. Saul was actively killing Christians. Scripture tells us he approved of their death, hunted them down, and believed with all his heart that he was doing the right thing. To the early believers, Saul wasn't just a threat, he was terror. His name alone likely struck fear. And that brings us to a very uncomfortable question. Do we all know a Saul? Not someone who annoys us, not someone who disagrees with us, but someone who is cruel, someone who has caused real damage, someone whose action make forgiveness feel unreasonable, someone who in our eyes feels undeserving. When Saul encountered God on the road to Damascus, his life changed, not because he decided to be better, but because God intervened. Saul did not transform himself. He did not earn a second chance. He did not clean himself up first. The power of God transformed him. But here's the part we don't always sit with long enough. When Saul first tried to join the believers after his encounter with Christ, they didn't trust him. They were afraid. They remember who he was. They remember what he had done. Forgiveness, forgiveness wasn't automatic. So let's pause and ask something that goes deeper than theology. Could you forgive a Saul? Or do you feel safer saying, I'll forgive them after they change? I'll forgive them once I see fruit. I'll forgive them once they apologize correctly. I'll forgive them once God finished working on them. But forgiveness, by definition, is never given after someone deserves it. If forgiveness require transformation first, none of us would qualify. This teaching is not saying forgiveness means access. Forgiveness means reconciliation. Forgiveness means pretending nothing happened. No, even God forgives fully, yet still disciplines, teaches, and restores in stages. Forgiveness is not approval for what was done. Forgiveness is releasing the right to hold someone hostage to their past. The early church eventually embraced Paul, not because Saul was innocent, but because God was powerful. What was once rejected became embraced. What was once feared became used by God. What was once destructive became life-giving. And there and here's the part we rarely say out loud. At some point in someone else's story, we were the Saul. Maybe not in action, but in words. Maybe not publicly, but privately. in private. Maybe not violently, but spiritually. And God did not wait for us to be perfect before offering mercy. So the question is not simply, can God transform someone like Saul? We already know that answer. The real question is, can I forgive someone before I see the transformation? The same way God forgave me. That question isn't meant to condemn, it's meant to reveal. Because forgiveness is not about trusting people, it's about trusting God's power to transform what we cannot.